more to the point, when I was talking to Dr. Phil and I was saying that men are superfluous right now, and he didn't even know what the definition of we needed a fucking thesaurus. We needed a dictionary to help Dr. Phil figure out what the fuck with the word superfluous meant. Men are superfluous, and if you want to know why, I should say that men are not superfluous, but the zeitgeist of this era is men are superfluous. We don't need men. And men need to be needed. So one of the things, and let me point this out one more time, because I'm glad we brought this up at this point right here. Because so if we look at this, if we look at the regulated sexuality versus sexual freedom, right? Sexual freedom is we don't need men, or we only need the men who are the top ranking guys, right? Or women want to focus sexually on men who are in that top 7, 8, 9s, and 10s, although 10s is kind of like idealistic. Because we don't need, like you see the 1s through 6s there says didn't reproduce, right? Number 1s and 2s, those women don't reproduce, right? Well, 1 through 6 for men, for the male ranking, because we're still doing this on a 10 scale, right? The guys who didn't reproduce, those guys didn't reproduce because they are superfluous. They are unneeded. They are unnecessary. And why is that? Because in a regulated sexuality, they're still needed. A 1 needs a 1, a 2 needs a 2, a 3 needs a 3, a 4 needs a 4, a 5 needs a 5, right? At least this is figurative. This is on paper, okay? Why is that? Well, women will say it was a regulated sexual marketplace because of patriarchy, because men fixed the game so that that's the way it is. And I will tell you right now, that is not the case. Patriarchy is not something that is fixed. Patriarchy is a much more, like I keep saying, is a much more equal, much more regulated, much more balanced system of organizing society than feminism or anything else. What women are afraid of is not patriarchy. They're afraid of androcentrism. There's gynocentrism and there's matriarchy. There is androcentrism and there is patriarchy, okay? Gynocentrism is where we're at right now. And you can see that evidenced in so many different ways and in so many different facets in society right now. If you want to look at it from a legal perspective, a sexual perspective, political perspective, hell, I mean, even just like going and buying a car, right? For instance, we were just talking about the black guy that was walking down the beach, and we have the women who are taking pictures and stuff like that. If we lived in a completely if we lived in a state of sexual equality and parity, that wouldn't happen. Those women would be considered sexual predators and they would be considered perverts, or it would be normal. And when men did it, it would be just as normal as when women did it. But it's not. That's not how it works, because we didn't evolve that way. Because we have different proclivities, we have different perspectives, we have different natures. That's why a guy who is videotaping a hot chick with big titties walking down the beach turns into a sexual predator. He turns into a pervert, a voyeur, ogling, whatever, that woman on the beach. Whereas women can do it, and it's completely acceptable. Only in a society by women for women is that acceptable. Because if feminism was about equality, if gynocentrism was really about trying to sort of level the playing field between men and women, that wouldn't be the case. Women would, and by the way, women would be judged and would be sentenced in exactly the same way as men are sentenced, and they are judged as well. But that's not the case. And it won't be the case. And this is not Rollo Tomasi complaining about that. It's me making the observation and saying that this is the way things work, because it helps to explain gynocentrism versus androcentrism. So androcentrism is where when men have 100% authority and 0% responsibility. In patriarchy, it's balanced. That man has authority, but he also has a responsibility to keeping his family together, his responsibility for his kids. He has a responsibility for his wife and his dogs and everything else, right? He has to be responsible for them, but he is given and afforded a commensurate level of authority to affect that responsibility in the first place. In gynocentrism, it is 100% authority for women and 0% responsibility for women. Whereas it's 100% responsibility for men and 0% authority for men. So it flips everything on its head. Women still want men to be responsible for their families, to be responsible for their kids, to be responsible for all these things, but they are not afforded any kind of authority to be able to affect that in the first place unless they make a shit ton of money, unless they can so over the top defeat a woman's earning potential, or basically she has to be a kept woman, right? She has, and then in that case, women will complain and say, well, it's slavery, because responsibility without authority is slavery. You want to know why women feel, and this is more to his point, you want to know why men are superfluous? You want to know why men need to feel needed? Well, it's because, it's because that's simply how we are. We're problem solvers. We're innate problem solvers. That's our part of the complementarity between men and women. Men are there to solve the problems. A spider, step on the spider, kill the spider. Can you open this jar? Can you help Junior with his homework? Can you fix the plumbing? Can you change the oil in the car? Can you? Your burden of performance is not just what you're doing at work. It's what you can do around the house as well. And you know what? That's not a complaint. That's just what we do. That's part of the complementarity. But you take that away from a guy, you take that. If women need men for long-term security, alpha fucks beta bucks. If women just need men for beta bucks, they've already got that taken care of, or at least they think they do. Women earn more money. Blah 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 blah. I was just looking at where did it go? Oh. Yeah, Date Psych. Our good friend Date Psych was just talking about this not too long ago. Let's see if I can go find it. Not that one. I need to go to just the bookmarks. There it is. Yeah, so Date Psych drops this. Alexander drops this. As young men and women's salaries converge, men's financial offer becomes weaker. Instead, women select more based on personality. No, they don't. They select more based on looks. If she can manage independently, why endure a boyfriend's infidelity or refusal to do the washing up, right? So the idea is this, is the point that like numbnuts like fucking Alex wanted to say is like, if you have, if it indeed is alpha fucks and beta bucks, and women can take care of the beta buck side of that equation, of the hypergamous equation, what is left? If she can take care of provisioning, protection, and parental investment, and she can take care of her own long-term security, and she has the bag, and she is a alpha female, and she don't need no man, she wants a man, but she don't need a man. Men are superfluous. If men are superfluous, what kind of woman, what does a woman need from a man? She needs the black dude walking down the beach, and she wants to fuck that guy. That's what she wants. She wants alpha fucks. That's all that's left. It's not about personality. I'm sure the guys she could be getting with, the dude who would be happy to do the dishes, the dude who'd be happy to do the laundry, the dude who'd be happy to be a fucking house husband, she's not getting with that guy because he has a great fucking personality. She doesn't need personality. She needs the fucking, that's what she needs. That's why I keep saying, well, Rollo, what's the future of the sexual marketplace? It's Dick Dash. It's, hey, Dick Dash, I need a guy in finance, 6'5", blue-eyed, trust fund. Coming right up. There she is. Hey, Dick Dash. Here to fuck you and leave, okay? That's what essentially that's what it's coming down to. And it's not about fucking personality. You know why? Because personality sounds good. It sounds like something a chick would say. It sounds, they're going to focus more on personality. Is he funny? Is he humorous? Is he intelligent? Can he meet my needs? It's not personality. You want a guy who can the shit out of you and leave. That's basically it, because you don't need a man for anything else. What else do you need him for? What else do you need a guy for? Men need to feel needed? Fuck you. Doesn't matter. I can do all that shit myself. I don't need all that. go downstairs when there's an intruder in the house. Fuck that. I'll just go down there with my fucking AR. You see these chicks on fucking on Fresh and Fits, but like on whatever you'll probably right after the show run over to whatever podcast. I guarantee you they're having the same fucking conversation again. Do men need women and women need men? I can go down there and take care of an intruder myself. With what? A grenade? Yeah. Well, because it's not about see the thing. That's what gets me is like guys who want to find some way to be like masculine apologists. Or they want to be like female apologetics, right? It's like, well, if men are superfluous, then what criteria would women be using to get with men now? And they just simply don't want to say they want to fuck a guy who's like looks hot. They want a guy who looks like Justin Waller, that black brother, or whoever, Scotty Eichler. They want a guy who looks hot. They want Dick Dash. They don't care about fucking personality. They can get personality from the fucking beta male chump that's more than willing to fucking, go shovel the snow off their walk for free because he thinks he's going to get laid. She doesn't need that guy. She doesn't need the guy with personality. It's not personality. You know his personality is? It's about 12 inches. That's the personality she needs because she got no use. Guys are superfluous for anything else. So to say that the guys, well, it's all about personality. It's not about personality. If that was the case, like I love it when people like, this is my favorite comeback to this, right? I haven't said this in a long time. Like women will say, I want a guy who's funny. Humor is part of personality, right? Okay. You want a humorous. If humor were a prime attractive quality, if it was something that got women off, right? Because there's a difference between arousal and attraction, right? So if humor was something that was so powerful and attractive to women, would Danny DeVito and like Chris Farley, I'm trying to think who else, like fat comedians like Gabriel, what's his name? Julie or whatever. Would those guys not be just swimming in top shelf pussy like all the fucking time? Like it's bullshit. Matt Rife, probably swimming in top shelf pussy, but look at the dude. I love you, Matt. I love Matt Rife. But he's a good-looking kid who gets pussy, not just because, he's funny. That's definitely icing on the cake, but they're not fucking him because he's funny. They're fucking him because he's Matt Rife and he looks good and he's the total package. Humor is one part of the package. Personality. Get the fuck out of here with that.